Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kay. In today's video, I'll be talking about my experience skydiving. So if you've clicked this video, I know you're definitely curious about skydiving. Maybe you're going skydiving soon and you want to ease some of that anxiety and want to hear about an experience so you kind of prepare yourself. So I went skydiving for my birthday a few months ago in April, and it was amazing. It was one of my favorite, most memorable experience ever. I jumped out of a perfectly working aircraft through 13,000 feet. Yep, 13,000 feet. My experience with skydiving, I did it in Dubai. It was a destination of mine on my bucket list that I wanted to visit Dubai. So I said, why not just go skydiving in Dubai? That's two things I was crossing off of my bucket list. I did my skydiving in Palms Jumeirah and it's so beautiful. My time slot for skydiving, I think it was 10 a.m. between 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. in the morning. The cost of skydiving in Dubai, it was $625. It's pricey, but let me tell you, it was worth that entire $625. It was worth it, every penny. That package that I got included the videos, the photos. Nerve-wracking is an understatement. I literally never experienced anything like this. I was so terrified. I had to mentally prepare myself so I can actually do this thing. I'm afraid of heights. Well, I was afraid of heights prior to skydiving. Skydiving made me realize that I'm more afraid of falling as opposed to just heights itself. So prior to skydiving, I was watching videos on YouTube to see other people's video and their experience. Skydiving has been on my bucket list for years now. Since I was a child, I've always wanted to do it just to experience it and just get over my fear of heights. So being on a plane is completely different from actually skydiving. Because when you're in the plane, yeah, you're up very high and you see the view and everything, but you're inside, you're enclosed. When you're skydiving now, you're just free. You're just jumping out. You're feeling the breeze hit against your body. You're feeling the drop, the stomach drop that everyone talks about. Like, you experience all of that, hair flying, cheeks going different directions, your lashes going everywhere. Like, it's completely different. So that's to compare it to just being on a plane as opposed to actually jumping out and skydive. Prior to arrival, I purposely didn't eat anything heavy. I only drank water and ate fruits for breakfast because I didn't want to upset my stomach more than what it would be during the whole process of skydiving. I didn't want to risk throwing up in the air. Oh my gosh, that's so embarrassing to have to throw up in the air, and then you're just in the air with throw up all over you. Upon arrival, they suggested that we get there at the exact time for our time slot. After we got there, we checked in, we relaxed for a little bit until our group number was called. Then we went to training, how we would position our body when we're in the air, safety things in general while you're up in the air, things you should do before, during, and after in landing. After I watched those safety videos, they had us wait around for a little bit. Then I got to meet my instructor and my videographer. Then he set me up with the harness and attached me, like all the gadgets, whatever you call it. They put those on me. I can actually say the day of and the day before skydiving, I was not scared because I was mentally preparing myself months in advance. So I was calm, like all my nerves was calm. Like, I was just so excited to just get it over with. Like, okay, I'm here, I'm gonna do it, I'm really gonna do this. I was just ready to get it over with. As I'm waiting and waiting and waiting, and I'm seeing the previous groups come back from their jump, and I see their facial expressions and hear them talk about it, I started to get terrified. I started to second guess myself. I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want to do this again. But after like a few minutes of waiting, it was my turn with my group. So we all went, we walked up to the plane. It was cool. I was the first one to get on the plane because I'm the lightest. So while we're going up in the air, we're going higher and higher and higher, I was calm. I was calm. I was calm. I was chilling. I was like, okay, I got this. I'm telling myself, gaslighting myself. I was gaslighting myself. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. Like, I'm not afraid. Scared who? So anyways, we're in the plane. We're chilling. We're talking. I'm talking to my instructor next to me. Are you scared? I'm like, no, maybe a little bit. And we were just talking, trying to make me laugh and make me comfortable and stuff. Then after like a few minutes of just going higher and higher and higher, all the instructors and videographers started to like dab up themselves and dance and chant and stuff to kind of ease the tension with everyone, because everyone was scared. And if I'm not wrong, I think everyone in my group, that was their first time jumping out of the plane. So everyone was scared. Shit breaks, okay? We were scared. After a few minutes, one of the videographer opened up the door of the plane. At that moment, I knew I fucked up because I felt a gush of air just come into the plane. Like, I felt it just whoosh. And I'm like, oh no. And I can hear the plane just getting louder. My heart rate, my heart's beating, my stomach, everything, the whole feeling, anxiety, everything just came to me all at once. And at that time, I was already strapped on to my instructor, so I was sitting on his lap. While I'm sitting on his lap, my legs are shaking because I'm so nervous. Sweaty feet, all of that, you name it. I was so nervous. So after they opened up the door, I already knew it's about to go down. And I'm not gonna front and act like, you know, I didn't change my mind like 1,000 times while I was in the plane. I changed my mind 1,000 times, maybe even more in the plane. But you know, if I told my instructor, oh, like, I don't want to go again, you know, I'll just go back, da da da, they're not hearing that. The only way down or out is jumping. They're not going to take me back to the landing without jumping. So I didn't say anything. So while I'm sitting there waiting, my anxiety is just building up, building up, building up. I'm the last person to jump out the plane. So you can only imagine, it's not like I can just jump out first and get it over with. No, I'm seeing everyone jump out of the plane and I can hear them scream. And when they jump out, the scream is so loud, and then it's like the volume just goes lower, 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 lower as they get further down away from the plane. So I'm hearing shouting, screaming, yelling, everything, and I'm scared. Then it was my turn. I couldn't even walk. Like, I was shaking. As I got to the edge of the plane, I looked down for like maybe 1 second. My heart dropped. My stomach, whew, yeah, I was terrified. And my instructor like pulled my head back. Like, if you guys watch the video, like my actual skydiving video, you can see like my instructor putting my head back onto him to not like lean over, and I closed my eyes because I was saying a prayer. I was so terrified. The point where I did not even hear my instructor count. Normally they count 1, 2, boom, and they push you off. I didn't hear any counting. I just remember closing my eyes and praying and just felt my entire body just being thrown off of the plane. Yeah, of course, that stomach feeling that everyone talks about, you feel that like a roller coaster. You feel that, like that first drop on a roller coaster, you feel that times like 100. Times like 100. So within like a few seconds, to be honest, within like a few seconds you feel that, and then afterwards, like during the free fall, you're just like chilling, like you're having fun. Like, I had the most fun. I had a blast. The free fall, I was like throwing up signs and hearts and all types of stuff. Like, it felt amazing. I felt so free. I felt like all my fears and stress and everything just like left my body. Like, I was so free. The air was so strong. Perfect explanation of how it felt with the air. Think of a big fan, like a huge fan, just in front of your face, and it's like turned up on the highest volume, and it's just coming at you. That type of feeling. It's just coming at you. And in my video, I had my mouth open from laughing and screaming and shouting. So after a while, my mouth got so dry from like just being open. So I won't recommend anyone to have your mouth open for a long period of time because it's gonna get so dry to the point where you trying to swallow, it's just not gonna help. My favorite part was definitely the free fall. It was so fun. We went in like a little circle, like it was cool. And to be honest, during the free fall, I did not feel like I was falling at all. That's the crazy part. It just felt like I'm in the air and the wind is just beating against my body, literally. As we're doing the free fall for like, I think like a minute or maybe less. I'm not sure how long it was, but it felt very quick. Then my instructor pulled the parachute and the parachute went up. When the parachute went up, I never knew that falling, when you're falling, you can go up in the air again. So after he pulled the parachute, we jerked up in the air. I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta fall back down. So when he did that, it didn't hurt for me. I just grabbed onto my harness. And then after that, it was calm. It was so smooth. My instructor was staring the parachute like different angles. Like you're just coming down so slow and so smooth. And I got to see how everything looks so tiny. The people, the cars, the buildings. The view was the most spectacular view ever. It was so beautiful. Just seeing the Jumeirah area, the Palm Jumeirah area, and just the beach and the people. It was so beautiful. Yeah, being on a plane, you get to see like some type of view, but it's different. It hits different when you're actually in the sky falling. It feels so unreal. And in that moment, I'm like, wow, I actually did it. During the parachute part, it was calm, very slow. Like you're just chilling. It felt like you're on a beach. Think of like you're on a beach and you're just like lying down or even standing up or sitting, and you know how the wind just like comes onto you and it's just like calm, sometimes a little windy, but it's like just calm and you're just chilling. You don't feel no drop, no nothing, like stomach hurting, none of that. Literally that's how it is. Like you're just chilling in the air, but when you look down, you're high up, like very high. I was like dangling my feet and laughing and having a full-blown conversation with my instructor while we were coming down slowly in the parachute, and he was staring it. While we were parachuting, I looked down and I just saw bare water below me. Bare water. I cannot swim. So I started to panic a tad bit. I try not to think negative because we don't want to put negativity out there. But anyways, coming to landing, I had a very smooth landing, no tumbling over or anything like that. One thing that skydiving taught me is sometimes it's literally all in your head. You just have to tell yourself you can do it and you can. Coming from someone that is afraid of heights, well, was afraid of heights, I actually did that. I'm afraid of roller coasters too, but I know why. It's because I'm afraid of falling because it's so high. Would I do it again? Absolutely. Absolutely. Call me crazy. Call me crazy if you want. I don't care. I had the time of my life up in the air. I had a blast, especially during the free fall. That was so fun, so cool. Would I do it in the same location? Not necessarily. I would want to stimulate my brain with a different scenery, a different view. Like if I do decide to do it again in Dubai, I would want to maybe try the desert tandem instead. Or if I do it in a different country, I would want to do like a different view because each view is unique. So I want to stimulate my brain with a different scenery. If you haven't been skydiving yet, I will highly recommend you go and just experience it at least once. I don't want to hear it. At least once, just once. And then you can decide if you're going to go again or not. If you're going for the first time, I'd recommend you paying for the video and paying for the photos. It's a little bit more, but it's worth it because you're creating memories and you can always look back on it and be like, oh yeah, I went skydiving. This is my video. You show your kids and whoever. So hopefully this video helped ease your nerves, kind of clear up any misunderstanding or curiosity that you had for skydiving. That's just my experience. Hope it helped. If this video helped, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Any other questions you have pertaining skydiving, just drop it down below. And go skydiving, please. Highly recommend. 10 out of 10. But thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it helped. I'll definitely see you in another video. Bye!